everyone, and welcome back to another episode. So I'm really excited to introduce my guest for today. His name is Amarjeet Pal. Now he is a Senior ServiceNow Architect, currently working at Advania UK, and is a rising star member of the ServiceNow community. Now, he has got over 10 years experience in ServiceNow technology, and Amarjeet is well versed in most modules and possesses strong expertise in the field. So Amarjeet, a huge welcome to you.
Thank you so much. That introduction was very precise, you know. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
It's a good introduction. It's a really good introduction. So,
Uh,
look, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for coming onto the show. It means a lot, to hear from you. We have met before. We met in, I think it's one of the ServiceNow developer meetups, which was really good, which was really exciting. So, yeah. So, look, for anybody who hasn't met you before or doesn't know too much about your background, would you just mind sharing how you first got introduced to ServiceNow and the community, and how you've reached such great heights in the current position where you are today?
Okay, first of all, thank you for inviting Miss Farah, and I am also very much excited. So let me tell you one thing. It's been 2.5 years. I am in UK, right? I am in London. So when I came, I was very new in UK, like 2.5 years back, and I used to see your podcast from that time itself, you know. And I used to think, when Farah will call me, and the day has come today. So,
The day has come,
uh,
yeah. Oh, no, honestly, it's such a privilege to have you on. So,
yeah.
and I love it that you are listening, like, across the pond, across the water. So that's really exciting. So, yeah, no,
So
thank you for coming on. But yeah, for all the listeners out there, who'd love to hear your introduction, that would be amazing.
yeah, so I'm Amarjeet Pal. I'm a platform architect in Advania, UK, that you have told to everyone. But before this, I used to work for Cognizant. As you said, how you got introduced to this ServiceNow thing. So I was in university way back abroad in my country, India, and people call it as a campus selection there. You know, some companies come when you are in the third year of your university degree, and they will come and they will hire you. So big companies like Capgemini, iGate, TCS. iGate was the previous name of previous company, my name, and Capgemini overtook this iGate company, and we became Capgeminians. So that company came in our college and they hired us. Before having a university degree, we were already having a job, you know. So you will pass your university with, with good percentage, then only you will get that job. So you have to pass in all the subjects. So when we went into the job, so they provided us 3 months training. So it was into infrastructure management services, and from there ServiceNow was directly introduced. So good thing happened, Farah. I was introduced to ServiceNow from the start. So people are like, they have 3 years of experience in ServiceNow, 7 years of experience of different tool, like BMC or some other tool. Then they came to know about ServiceNow and they started, basically they switched their technology. But it is not with me. I have started my career with ServiceNow and I am into ServiceNow. So that's the reason I always tell people I have worked on a lot of modules. Some of them had made their career only in GRC. Let's say you do hiring, you might be knowing GRC is one part, CSM is one part, ITSM is one part, and vendor risk management is different part. So in my life I got opportunity to work on everything,
Wow.
little. So I came to know, module wise you don't have to see ServiceNow module wise, you always have to see ServiceNow as a platform perspective. So that's what I tell. I will never tell you myself I am an expert in CSM, I am an expert in GRC. I will say I am a platform guy, I am a platform ServiceNow platform person. So you can ask me to work on any module, I am comfortable with everything. So this is all about me.
That's amazing. That's really incredible. And it's really interesting as well, like, how you mentioned about that you got the job before you even graduated. And is that common in India? Is that at every university, or is it only certain universities that companies will go?
So let's say when you have completed your secondary, let's say 12th standard, we say in India, HSC we used to say. So at that time, when you are filling up the colleges according to your percentage, so you have to look into this perspective. How many companies come into this college? How many companies come into this university? Depending upon that, the cutoff list will be there, and you will be, you will be getting the seat in that college. So if
Mm.
higher companies are coming in that college, it's very difficult to get into that college. So
Mm.
yes, it is a very common practice, because big companies also want freshers, right? So they
Yeah.
do go to colleges, and they have a criteria like you should have scored 60% in all your semesters, then only you will be eligible to sit into that interviews. So there
Yeah.
are eligible criteria. You should not have any we used to say KTs, that means you are not failed in your career anytime. That kind of criteria they have kept just to filter out the crowd. So it's
Yeah.
a common practice, in
That's
India.
really good. Yeah. Like, I feel like we should adopt this in the UK because I think there's not such a system, if that makes sense. It is very much that, yeah, you do get companies
Appreciation.
going, but there's not like, it's not like as probably as structured well as it is in India. So I think that's really, really good. So yeah, and it's encouraging people then obviously to work hard and make sure they get the grades and it's almost like you've got a job at the end of it. You're not okay, I've graduated now I have to go and find a job. So which is probably why in the UK a lot of people do their degrees and then end up doing something completely different, right? So they don't even do what they were that they. What was your education in? What was your degree in? Was it in computers
No,
science or?
so that's one more story. I am an engineer from electronics department, like
Okay, yeah, nice.
nowhere near to computers it was, and I was very much frustrated by seeing these computer coding languages. I was not that kind of person. So when I started my career, they pulled me into this infrastructure management services, and ServiceNow also comes as a part of not that good in coding. People who are good in what you say, problem solving things. And you say infrastructure management like Oracle, Linux. So these are like I can say operation model. So ServiceNow
Mm,
also comes in that model. You should not have a very hard code scripting background. Then also you can survive in ServiceNow because it's a low code thing, right?
yeah.
So that was the thing, and a lot of electronics background people, like in India, they were given this infrastructure management services so that we can support the IT world, right? If you put a computer guy into this world, he will be like, I like coding and what I'm doing right now here, you know. So I have seen from my past, lot of people were from the electronics background itself, electronics and telecommunication. If someone from
Mm,
the computer background, Farah, used to come to ServiceNow, they never used to like ServiceNow at that time.
really?
Yeah,
Wow, wow.
because
Yeah, that's really interesting. And you said obviously that you were with ServiceNow from the very beginning, and you still are today, and you're in, senior position and a good position now. Like, did you never think, oh, actually, I want to switch my career, or have you always been passionate about ServiceNow?
uh, yeah, so initially it happened when people were there in our company. Okay, so people were like, everybody used to ask me, you work in which technology? So some of my friends were there in Java. They had their own language, right? And I used to tell them ServiceNow way back in 2015. I'm talking about. People did not knew about ServiceNow, and all our friends were worried what we are going to do in this, right? Because ServiceNow has never grew that much, right? Has not grown that much, and everyone was worried at that time. But slowly, when we met our seniors, so one of the senior came to me and I asked him the same question: should I be worried because I'm not into a perfect technology? Then he showed me there is an application in India called Naukri.com. Naukri means job.
Yeah,
So Naukri.com is it's a local what do you say, an
it's
application
like a
where
job board, isn't it?
it's like same what do you say, Indeed, or you say
Yes,
LinkedIn,
yeah,
like that. I
yeah.
have never applied for the jobs. Basically, I have always got recommended by some of my friends, so I don't remember directly this application's name, but it's same like Indeed, LinkedIn, like.
Mm. Yeah.
So
It's a
he
place, is a platform where people can go to apply for jobs and search
jobs,
for
yeah.
jobs. Yeah.
So it's in India. It's not like you are a recruitment firm, right? In India, it's not that common there, you know. So how I see recruitment firms in UK, it's not that common in India. So we have an application, we upload our CV, everything we need to mention, and you will be getting a call. So he went into the application. He just wrote service now, and there were multiple job openings. And at that time, he told, right now your salary is this much. They will be able to give you 100% hike. And at that time, it was not a common practice in India. You know, you used to get 40-30% hike. Then I came to know, okay, this is a real platform and I need to do something on this, right? So obviously people were saying you have to be expert in one of the modules, then only people will take you, right? Like that. So started with ITSM, then I went to GRC, then like that life started. But yeah, at one stage, obviously it came into mind, but now I do attend a lot of events. I do go to ServiceNow office as well. I know the future of ServiceNow now. So for now, it's like till retirement, I am safe. I feel like that.
Yeah, I love that until retirement. That's amazing. So, and you know, because you've been with the platform for like 10 years, you know, so, you know, from, you know, early beginnings, how have you seen it sort of change and adapt, and how do you sort of yourself keep yourself up to date so you're always making sure that, you know, you have the knowledge?
So that's what last time also I've been invited in one of the podcasts and I said the same thing, Farah. Service now forces us. You have to be updated, right? So in other technology, people have to by themselves they have to learn, they have to do everything, right? But here in service now, what they are doing, they if you are certifications, you are not upgrading your certification, automatically it will be expired. So every year, you know, service now keeps what you say delta exams, that is called delta exams. So you have to keep your certification up to date. In that delta exam, whatever the new features, let's say Xanadu has come right now, right? So you have to give your exams in Xanadu and then your certification will be current, or it will be expired and you have to take your certification again. So it's not us who are keeping ourselves updated, it's service now who is keeping all service now professional updated. So that's a good thing about service now. And I can see one model service now is adopting, that is like service now has changed its URL from now learning to learning. You might have seen, I saw your partner's husband's post on that, you know, it was really great. So it has changed from now learning to learning, and slowly it was called now learning, Farah. Now you also will go on that website, it is changing their name to now learning service now university. So I feel at some times after 5 to 6 years, service now will open its own university, and where you will be taking certification or you will be taking a university degree from them. I have a GRC degree, I have a TP, I have a ITSM degree, like that. So I feel you will be recruiting people in that university. You will be going there and you will be recruiting people, which I shared with you, like some of the companies go in India. So that model I think ServiceNow is adapting, and ServiceNow certifications, training are increasing day by day. You know,
Yeah.
so
No. Oh, that's amazing. That's really good. Like, wow, that'd be incredible if they do open up a university, right? So, wow. And you know, like obviously you had you move it gave you the opportunity to relocate, and you're now in the UK. So how did that come about? Would you mind sharing with us like how
yeah,
that was?
it was a major, what do you say, shift, I can say. As you said, relocation. I had everything in India, good job. I was a very big platform architect there as well. So 60-70 people team we had, and we used to work on 6 to 7 projects at one time. So it was a very beautiful, what do you say, a post or a job in morning. Whenever you get up, some other different module, what do you say, we need to implement every day. It was something else, you know, because 5 to 6 projects were there. But job security was also good, but money wise it was very less. So I had to shift other than India, because the growth was very slow there, to be very honest. So I have to move to UK, and Advania gave me the opportunity to move to UK. They recognized me all the way from UK to India. So it's very hard to get a job in UK from UK. But I was sitting back in India and I gave the interview, and it was multiple rounds, 2 3 rounds, and my manager Debbie Elder, she liked me, she understood me, and then I was placed here. But it was a very difficult decision at that time, and it proved to be right now, I can see.
Yeah, oh, that's good. And for anybody else who's in a similar position, who's, in another country and they're thinking, should I do this? Should I take that step and move? Like, what would your advice be? Any
I
regrets? Yeah.
No regrets till now, because I always tell to people, if you are coming with your partner, and if she's also working, she, then only there will be some benefit, or there will be some extra, something is going to happen, your life is going to get changed. Or else, you are asking, you had a very good life, let's say you and your wife is working, doing a good job there. Don't lose everything and come here. You have to do a parity check, how much you are earning there and how much you are going to earn here. If it is the same, I understand second part can be the experience of coming outside, and environment is good, work culture is good. There in India, Farah, I used to start my office at 11 and I used to close it at 9, so I used to work 11 hours. 11 to 8, 9 hours, yeah, 9 to 10 hours, but the timing was different. Then again,
Yeah.
you will have your food, dinner at late, then there is no work life balance. uh,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
for that reason, one person can come, I will say. Okay, first reason is money. If they are not fond of money, if they are fond of good work life balance, then UK is the best. When we log in at 9, we leave our office by 5 or 6. Our company does 9 to 6, 1 hour it is break, and some of them I have seen 9 to 5 it is. And after that, you can have your family time, and you can basically live as you want, and you can sleep early, you can wake up early, and you can take care of your health. That is not possible in India, to be
Really?
very sure
Wow,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why do they start at 11? Is that common practice? What's the reason behind that?
Now, Farah, to be very honest, we are in UK, we are supporting our UK projects, right? But when I am in India, I will be supporting UK project, or I will be supporting US project, or some other country's project. There will be never like a project of India, because everything is outsourcing there. So we are trying to support to UK based project, or US based project, or other country based project. So there is a time difference, right? That's the reason we have to start late. Sometimes in my initial career, for 3 4 years, I was working for US projects, so I used to log in at 2:30 and log out at night 1 a.m., like that it was.
Oh
So
no, that's then you don't have, well, yeah, then it's very little time afterwards, isn't it? By the time you've woken up, eaten.
everything is different.
Yeah,
You are having your dinner, when you are having your breakfast, nothing is mapped.
yeah.
Nothing is mapped.
Yeah, oh no, that's amazing. So, and I've seen pictures on LinkedIn about the when you have the developer meetups in India, and they look absolutely huge. Like the number of people, it's like, So, did you attend any developer meetups in India? Did you get?
Uh, I was very busy guy there. I was never aware of these meetups and all. When I was in
Ah,
India, there was a meetup, Mumbai meetup was there, but it is not there now. I think
right.
I should, like, we can start that. I can ask some of my friends, they can host Mumbai meetups, but there are Kolkata, Pune, my friends are the hosts. So I can see that, but at that time I never knew about this, because COVID was also there, so there was some gap was there. But when I
Yeah, of
came to
course.
UK, then I came to know about this meetup program. Then I started contributing to ServiceNow community. Otherwise, at that time I was so much busy, for I never used to get time to contribute to ServiceNow community. But
Of course,
now
yeah.
also, now also I'm busy. But the thing is, like, I started liking it. Helping people. People come to me, they start asking me questions. So with that as well, I am keeping myself updated. So that
Yeah, that's
that is
really
one
good.
good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not, it's I can imagine like in India, like with the timing that you're working, it can be quite very difficult. But yeah, no, that's brilliant. It was great to see you in London. The developer meetups, and they're always fun as well. So that's really good. And obviously you're a senior ServiceNow architect. So in terms of certifications, like what's your advice to other people when it comes to ServiceNow certifications?
I will always tell everyone to do the certification. So I will give you an example. In our company, we were doing something with HAM, hardware asset management. So I was pulled in that project. I did some of the work in the hardware asset management, and I really started liking that product. Then I went into, when the project was going on, at that time only I go to ServiceNow community and start giving the answers to the questions people have asked. And in that way, Farah, I was like a second person contributing most, I have answered a lot of questions, correct answers, helpfuls. So, I started that practice, and slowly, I prepared for certification, and I gave the HAM certification as well. So right now I'm a HAM certified person. After 6 months, Farah, one of the project came. It was in that CSM was there, customer service management. I followed the same practice. I went into ServiceNow community, started giving answers to CSM questions now. And there also it was good. I was trying to help people, and with that, whatever the questions they are asking, we also learn from there. And after that, I cleared my CSM certification as well, certified what it is, customer service management.
Yeah.
Then third one, some of the things happened with our software asset management. So I worked on software asset management, and I did the same thing, went into community, started answering them, and afterwards I gave the certification also, and I cleared my certification. So what I'm trying to say, when you're working on that project, on any module, at that time only you have to do the certification, because
Mm.
the knowledge is fresh at that time, and you have that confidence to give the certification. And
Mm.
certification really helps you. You might have seen some of the clients are there, they will ask, I need 4 certifications now. Let's say in that project they have a scope
Yeah.
where they are working on GRC now, but there can be a project where CSM is going to come, projects which are in pipeline. So they
Yeah.
want a resource like who have 2 3 certification at least, so that he can work in different projects. So right now it's not possible for a person to only work on one project, because every company has multiple projects. So they want us to work on multiple projects. So certifications become important to show to the clients, what I feel. And the
Mm.
client also feel confident that this guy is having a certification, that means he can support us during implementation.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. That's really good. And in terms of like certifications, because you work for a customer, like does your company sponsor them, or do you pay for it yourself?
No, full sponsored, everything.
Oh, okay, that's really good. So you got a company that understands and values
Yeah.
certification. So that's
But,
really good.
but
So
sometimes if you fail in your certification, Farah,
yeah,
then second time service now asked for $125. Like first time when you will give, it is bit higher. If you clear,
yeah.
that is free. But when you are failed one time and again you are going to give, then you have to give it from your pocket. And once you are passed, then company will give you the money.
Right, right, got you. So, okay, but I really like what you said about if you do the certification whilst you are doing like the practical, like because then it is real life, you're doing it, you're practicing it on real life, I think that's really good advice, because it will make it so much more easier, and much more enjoyable, right, to do. And also then you know you're learning about it as well at the same time, which gives you the knowledge to do a better job in the project as well, but especially if it's something you've not worked on before. Yeah, so okay, this is great, good stuff. So yeah, brilliant. And in terms of your career, have you had any like mentors, like anybody that you've looked up to get inspiration, within your sort of career journey?
Yeah, there is one person called Rohit Gera. So he is my inspiration. So when I started my job, and I was like 2 years of experience I had, and this guy all came from UK to India. So he was not liking the UK environment, everything, and he wanted to shift to India. And he was that person, everyone was like, we should have a knowledge like Rohit Gera, because at one time ServiceNow did not had the APIs when we use web services right now, REST APIs and all. He used to create his APIs by his own, so he was something different guy. ServiceNow was not ready for him, and he had a lot of knowledge about ServiceNow. Now also he's doing very great. He's like having right now 14 years of experience, and he's working with but he's very clear by his mind now, like he has to be in India, and he's doing his job from India and helping, but he's not on communities, he does not like all that things. But whenever you will call him, Farah, he will be ready to support you.
Oh,
And
that's nice.
whenever we are switching our jobs, we always take guidance from him. I'm getting two offers, I have one offer is giving me this much, one offer is that,
Mhm.
so that kind of guidance he has always provided to me. So I
Yeah. Oh, that's really. Is he on LinkedIn or
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
now
he's
he'll get 1,000 requests? Prepare him.
he's there on LinkedIn.
Oh, that's nice. That's really good. So, oh, that's wonderful. And, I mean, I think it's really important this day and age to talk about sort of mental health and make sure that you don't burn out, that, you enjoy what you do. How do you sort of take care of yourself, like from that perspective, to make sure that, 10 years later, you still really enjoy your job, you love it, and it's not a burden, it's still, as exciting as it was on day one.
Yeah, people will not like it. If my manager sees this, she will not like this answer. I
Oh
will say,
no, we don't need to like.
the thing is like, whenever you are feeling, Farah, this whatever the project you are doing right now, it is making you burn out. Look for different opportunities, I will say, and try to find a good other projects, and which will keep you, as you said, happy and not burn out, and which will obviously every day when you get up, you should be in a phase, right? Like, I am going to do something. My manager says this thing: when someone joins the IT, you have to be into your client shoes. Basically, you have to go into that position, and you need to understand what problem they are facing. So that makes your job little simple. When you start thinking from the client's perspective, okay, this is the thing which is which is making me a trouble right now, so can you fix it? So when you go at their position and understand the things, so it makes your job more exciting, what I will say.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. And, I think, yeah, maybe before you sort of say, hey, I'm going to leave or switch job, have that conversation, have that chat, and just say, look, this is really like stressing me out and really burning me out, and I need to have and sometimes even things like take a break, right?
Hmm.
Take some leave, go on holiday, just, if you can't do that, just go and take a walk, get some fresh air. Honestly, it changes everything. So,
I do that, Farah. In a year, I go India 2 times.
yeah.
That's what I do. For 15 days, and we have working from India policy as well, but I don't prefer that policy nowadays. I take a good leave 15 days, and I will return back. Like, people
Yeah.
are there, they go in a year, they go only one time. But what I do, I try to save money, and I try to spend more time in India,
Mm.
because there all friends, family is there,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it makes a moment refreshing, and it's like a new start, basically. When you come from the leaves, and it will be like, you can work for more 6 months in a good
Yeah.
mood, in a good mood.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. No, I think that's great. And I think it's really important to connect back, particularly like if you're living in a different country where your friends and family are not there, I think it's really important to, to stay grounded and go and see them and have that kind of downtime as well. So yeah, no, I love that. I think that's brilliant. So look, for my final question, okay, so if you could go back in a time machine, okay, and talk to your 21-year-old self, what would you say to him?
You are doing a good job, I would say to him. Whatever you are doing right now, just focus. What I will say, it's a hard working and focus. Every day you have to learn a new things, So I feel whatever I have done till now, it is good. And if I tell to 21-year guy, like, I have done a lot of hard work. If you when we will meet, we will talk our personal things as well. So you will come to know I have done a lot of hard work. I would say initial 5 years I was not involved in ServiceNow communities. I would ask him to get involved yourself, go into meetups. If it's not there locally, you can travel to Pune, which was like 2 hours from my house, but I never went to the meetups like that as well. So I would ask him to engage more into ServiceNow community, which is the exciting things what I have came to know about that after coming to UK. So I could have done that when I was in India. So that one thing I can say to a 21-year-old guy.
Oh, that's amazing. But look, for anybody that does want to meet you, I know you attend the London ServiceNow meetups. I think there's another one planned actually.
7th March. Yeah, today
Um,
itself it came.
yeah, I know, I saw that. So yeah, but look, I think it's been fantastic to have you on the show. Thank you so much for sharing with us your journey and your story. And yes, for anybody that'd love to meet with Amarjeet, head to the London meetup. He'll be there. Don't forget to say hi, and he'll welcome you. So
Thank you,
thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it.
Same here. Same here. Thank you, Farah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.